Hi everyone, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super card game deck profile and another Broly one. So we've got the yellow Broly leader from my magnificent collection box set, and we'll be using him to do a yellow-green deck profile today. So we'll kick things off nice and quick with reading him out. And he has an order of when this card attacks, you may choose one card from your life and add it to your hand, then draw one card, and an awaken of when your life is at 4 or less, you may choose 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode, and then flip this card over. So onto that really nice alternate art awakened side there. Roley, the awakened threat, and he has an order of when this card attacks, draw one card, and an activate main of once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. And then a second activate main, which is once per turn, choose one card from your life and add it to your hand, and then choose one of your cards in rest mode and switch it back to active mode. And put him up in the corner there. So the first cards I've added to this deck are Golem, the new breed. He's a 1 energy cost green card with an order of when you combo with this card during your turn, choose up to one of your Broly BR cards and it gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn, and that can be stacked onto any Broly BR card including your leader because it does not specify battle cards, and I have 4 of him to start with. And next up we have Paraguess as the forebearer, and he is a 2 energy cost yellow card with an activate battle skill of if your leader card is yellow, Broly BR card, and you place this card in its owner's drop area. From your combo area, draw one card. So another good combo card there, allowing you to draw upon a card once it does go to your drop area. And I've got 4 of him as well. Coloured card now, and it is a 2 energy cost green yellow Wailing Spirit. Pretty sweet image of Broly on the front there with an energy exhaust skill. So if this is placed in your energy area from any area, it must be placed there in rest mode, and has an activate main of choose up to one Broly BR card with an original energy cost of 4 from your deck, negate its auto skills for the duration of the turn, play it, then shuffle your deck. And I've got 4 of him because I like to throw him into my energy area as soon as possible, even though there is not a huge use for him in this deck, but he's great for an energy sacrifice, and you'll see why later on. So the super combo for this deck now, and it is a yellow 2 energy cost card, full surveillance Jocko, so you can only include up to 4 copies of cards with super combo on them in your deck, and he has an order of when you combo with this card, if your leader card is yellow and your life is at 4 or less, you get to draw one card. And of course we definitely have 4 of that in our deck. Another green coloured card now, and in my opinion a must have if you're going to build any sort of deck with green cards and you want to add in counterplay. Vegeta the Cruel, 3 energy cost, as I just said, counterplay card with a permanent if there is a multicolour card in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So that is one of the reasons why I have so many copies of Wailing Spirit, because I like to sacrifice one as quick as possible so I can reduce the cost of this card when I come across it. And then he has an order of when you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it, and then your opponent chooses one card from their hand and sends it to the warp. So really powerful counterplay card there, and definitely 4 copies of that one as well. You may notice I have multiple coloured slips on these cards. That's because I pieced this together rather quickly, and just haven't been bothered to change those slips over. So because I've got a Vegeta in there, I thought I'd better add in a Goku as well. So we've got 3 energy cost green card, Super Saiyan God, Son Goku, Energy of the Gods here, and he has a permanent. If your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2, so making this a 1 drop card. Really useful there, with an auto sparking 3, so this skill only takes effect when you have 3 or more cards in your drop area. And when you play this card, draw 1 card as well. And just 2 of him. Put him over to the side there, and that gives us a bit of extra drawing power. Plus, is a pretty powerful 1 energy cost if your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in play. So we've had Vegeta, we've had Goku, and because I'm trying to keep as close as I can to the theme of that Broly movie our leader is based on, we've got a Frieza card. So surprise attack Frieza, green card, 4 energy costs, and he has a critical, so when you strike life from your opponent places those cards into the drop area instead of their hand. And he has an auto of activate this skill when your opponent's battle card is KO'd, and if surprise attack Frieza is not in play in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. So that's pretty sweet. You KO a card and this guy gets to come out into play automatically, and just 2 of him. Finally getting into some more Broly cards now. We've got Broly Paralyzing Presence, 4 energy cost, yellow card with a permanent of if the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 3 or more, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2, so dropping that down to just 2 energy cost there with that. And an activate main of once per turn, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and that card can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. We've got 4 of that one, and this one is the foundation of most of the other Broly cards in the deck, and the second reason why I have that so many of that wailing spirit in this profile as well, is because if we can't draw upon him naturally, we can use that to seek this guy out and get him into play as quick as possible. A card from the Magnificent Collection version of this deck, and not really keeping to the theme of that Broly movie, but it is a card that comes in very handy, and I like to use whenever I can because it does take advantage of your drop area. And we've got Dimensional Banisher Fu, 5 energy cost with Overwhelm 5, so for 1 energy and a minimum of 5 cards in your drop area, you can place all those cards in your warp and you get to play this guy. And he has double strike and an auto of when you play this card with Overwhelm, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to their warp. And we only get 1 of those with that Magnificent Collection set, so we only have 1, and I only need 1 in this profile. We have the only other dual colored card in this deck now, Super Saiyan Broly All Out Assault, 6 energy cost, green yellow card with a rival skill green yellow there. So the way that works is when you combo with a green and yellow card or a green yellow dual colored card for just 1 green and 1 yellow energy, you can bring this guy into play, reducing the cost of this card immensely. And he has energy exhaust as well, so when this card is placed in your energy area from any area, it must be placed there in rest mode. It has an auto of when you play this card or when this card is switched to active mode by a skill during your turn, choose 1. So that can be done with your leader there, dropping energy on the awakened side, and dropping a life when you're on the awakened side, and being able to reactivate this guy to use this skill again. You get to choose 1 battle card with an energy cost greater than or equal to your opponent's current energy and KO it. So really powerful move there, enabling you to get rid of pretty top tier card with that one if it doesn't have barrier. Or you can draw 1 card and then choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So that can be an energy card as well, because it does not specify battle cards only. and we have 4 of him. Alright, now we've got the reason why I said that we only needed and have one-dimensional food banisher in the deck is because we're adding the second one from the magnificent collection set here. 7 energy cost, scientist food with overwhelm 7, so requiring a minimum of 7 cards in your drop area, and for 1 energy you can send all of your drop area to the warp and play this guy. And a quick reminder that you can only actually play 1 card with overwhelm that way at a time, and he has double strike, and in order of when you play this card using overwhelm, draw 1 card, and 1 of him. More Broly cards up now, and 7 energy cost, yellow Broly demonic intimidation, and he has EX evolve, so for 2 yellow you can place this guy on top of a yellow Broly BR card with an energy cost of 4, so going on top of that Broly paralyzing presence card. He has a permanent of if the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 6 or more, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 3, so you can play this guy without evolving in with that reduced cost there, but he's still pretty high up with how much it takes to get him out, and has an order of when you play this card you can only activate skills on your on cards that are green or yellow and no other color for the duration of the turn. Well, lucky this deck is green yellow themed, and has an activate main of once per turn choose 1 card from your hand and place it in your drop area, and choose 1 of your opponent's cards in rest mode, and that card cannot be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn, and that one can include energy as well as battle cards, and 4 of that one. The very last Broly card in the deck, we've got Broly Explosive Wrath, 9 energy cost yellow card with EX Evolve for just 2 yellow, so massive drop in the cost of this card, just ridiculous. You can evolve this guy, EX Evolve this guy on top of a yellow Broly BR card with an energy cost of 7. So that's Broly Demonic Intimidation card, and he has double strike and a permanent of if the total number of cards in rest mode between you and your opponent is 8 or more, reduce energy cost of this card in your hand by 4. So reducing the cost of this card, but still pretty pricey to get out, and has an activate main of once per turn, choose 1 card from your hand and place it into your drop area, and if your opponent has 3 or more energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's cards in rest mode and place it in the owner's drop area. And we have 3 of that one, and I apologize, I've just got a sub in here because I'm still waiting on the 3rd one of this guy to arrive. And we've got all of our battle cards out of the way now and into the heavy defense cards for this deck. So Time Magic, 1 energy cost, yellow card, counter attack. So if your leader card is yellow, negate the attack and then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and it cannot be switched to active mode until the start of your next turn. And has a permanent Sparking 5 skill, so you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying its energy cost, which can come in quite handy when you're in a bind and don't have energy to play this card, and we definitely want 4 of this one in this profile. So we've got another set of defense cards now. 1 energy cost, Flying Nimbus, yellow card, counter attack, negate the attack, and then you may place one yellow card in your hand into the drop area, and if you do, your opponent can only attack one more time with battle cards for the duration of the turn. And we've got 4 of that one as well. The very last card in this deck profile is a 1 energy cost yellow card, Cold Bloodlust, and it is a counterplay, and if your leader card is Frieza's army, the battle card played has its skills negated for the duration of the turn, so really handy for getting rid of some pretty pesky skills, including triple strikes and so on, if your opponent's card does not have deflect. And for good reason, we only have one of those in the deck, that being because of the current ban list. And that's it for this one. So I quickly just wanted to mention that I threw this one together rather quickly. It has not been extensively tested as some of the other deck profiles that I have done, but I still think it is rather powerful anyway, and I hope you find it to be as well. So I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.